Alright, let's fucking do it. Ugh. Zen. Hi there, everyone. Welcome to WedgeTalks. And today, I have a few things I'd like to clear up. Now, I am an anti-feminist. Shock and awe everywhere. Now, here is why I am an anti-feminist. Number 1, I don't agree with feminism. Big shock. Number 2, feminists are a bunch of crybabies most of the time. Individual feminists are sometimes okay. But when you all get together in a group, it's like a big hive mind comes together and you have to fucking strangle anything that is not feminine. It's just so fucking toxic and I don't like it. Now I would have agreed with feminism about 20 years ago. Maybe. Because sexism was still pretty rampant back then, from what I hear. But now? Most of the time now, it's like minority group of guys come out and say, "Ah, well, fucking women, right? They're bad drivers." Or some shit like that. And then the internet loses their fucking minds and goes, "How dare you call women bad drivers? That is sexist and stereotypical and racist and all this other bullshit." I don't know how racist got in there, but usually it'll get to that somehow. Women, you're pretty damn equal to us. And I know this because every time I turn on the TV, or watch YouTube, or go on Facebook, or go on Twitter, Tumblr, anything like that. Every time I go onto one of these sites to go on and watch the things I like to watch, one of you pops up on my screen and starts screaming at me about how you're not equal. Now, the fact that you can just jump onto any type of social media you want and tell the whole world that you aren't equal to men just proves that you are equal to men. But let's not worry about that for now. For now, let's talk about this. Women like to see that there's this big patriarchy. Like there's some fucking conspiracy theory. They seem to think the men who run most of the world are these big fucking mean people who just rape and pillage and murder and all this other random shit, and just generally think of how can we fuck up women's days today. Well, I hate to burst your bubble, ladies, but that's not what's happening. It's kind of amazing. Most women can't grasp this, but men have a strange ability that if we're not doing something, we're probably not thinking about much either. There are a couple of exceptions to the rule about men not thinking when they're not actively doing something. Here are a couple of them. Is when they're watching a movie that you enjoy but they do not. The 5 minutes after they are done on the toilet and are just kind of sitting there. And just before they go to sleep at night. Apart from that, we're usually completely blank. Most women who are married can agree to this. Men are capable of running things on their own. We're pretty damn smart. Here's the problem. If men wanted to communicate and make this big organization that oppresses women, we'd lose that fight. I mean, the women would outsmart us almost instantly. They'd take us over, eat our brains, and then slowly descend upon us like giant demons raining down from the heavens. That's probably an overstatement, but it would be pretty bad. Like, if we tried an anti-woman movement, it would be pretty bad. And not to mention, there are people in our own ranks of men who are completely against us. They're turncoats, goddammit, and I fucking hate them. Not because they decided that women should be equal to men. No, that's cool. Good on you, man. But you also seem to be under the impression, like most feminists, that they aren't already, which is kind of fucking stupid. Women are equal. That is why they're allowed to outwardly protest their ideas, their beliefs, do slut walks, do all this random shit that if men tried to do, we would probably get belittled for. Do you understand that? If men did a slut walk, or a fucking, I don't know, a gigolo walk, or something like that. If men did something like that, we would get so belittled, because we have nothing to complain about. I hate these women, because they're playing the victim card. They're like, oh, I'm so oppressed. No, you're not oppressed. You're not fucking oppressed. Stop saying you're oppressed. You have never felt oppression like the women of the past did. And don't you fucking dare bring up the fucking wage gap to me. It is not true, it has been debunked so many times, and the more times you bring it up, the more times we have to ridicule you about it. The wage gap isn't real. The wage gap is just the average of what every single man, regardless of his race, his class, or his fucking job description, and every single woman, regardless of her race, class, or job description, the averages, and they put them together. And men just happen to earn more out of that. And honestly, I don't think you guys would be happy until the wage gap shows that women earn more than men. You see what I mean? It's not like you can go to work and earn literally 75% of what your male coworker who does all the same hours in work does. If you do that, complain. Go to the police. That's fucking illegal. in most countries. And one final thing I want to touch is this fucking rape culture. I'm sick of hearing about it. We don't live in a rape culture. That is why people who rape people go to fucking prison. If we lived in a rape culture, why would you go to prison for raping people? It doesn't make sense. Yeah, they get pretty fucked up sentences. I mean, I could fucking sell a pirated DVD and probably get more time than a violent rapist. That's fucked up. I can admit to that. But for fuck's sake, it's not rape society because that rapist still goes to prison. Final point. I don't agree with feminism because you bastards don't understand the depth of feminism. And you don't understand where it came from or why it was a thing in the first place. You're just using it to solve your first world problems and then blaming everything on fucking men, even though most of the time men have, like, nothing to do with the problem. Or at least nowhere near as much as you're letting on. So instead of blaming all men for all your fucking problems, why don't you go and figure them out yourself? Like, there are thousands of women out there who have overcome adversity. Be one of them. Or shut the fuck up about it. And if you want to be such a big advocate for fucking feminism, why don't you go overseas and save all the little girls who have to be sent away to slavery every fucking day? Go save them. They need your help. More than you need to have a safe space where you can talk about all your feelings. They're called a psychologist and you can pay money to have one come to your house. If you need, you can have a specifically female one. It's very easy. If you don't have the budget, shut the fuck up. No one cares. And to all you big misandrous fucking tubs of lard out there who blame men for fucking everything and say men are pigs and men are this and men are that, just go fuck yourself, okay? Go fuck yourself. That's all I have to say to you. You're mean-spirited assholes. And that's everything for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like and comment. If you want more, please subscribe. That is all.